Hello, Austrolibertarian. I'm enjoying exchanging some comments with you. I think you're a fine, intelligent young man. I hope I've made it clear that I am not attributing to you any racist motives. I'm sure all of your motives are high-minded with the intent of making the world a better place. And I think ultimately my primary opposition to your ideas at this point would be that I think you assume too much that the world is like yourself. I may change my mind. I'm willing to continue discussing things and to be educated. When I asked the previous comment about what would we do if the people of Denny were liars, you came up with the idea of an implicit contract, which was an interesting idea. What I expected, but I'm glad I answered it since I didn't get exactly what I most expected. I most expected the idea that Denny's would not only want to not be known as racist, but they wouldn't want to be known as liars either, and that the market would take care of it. That isn't the answer that you gave. And I guess I'm kind of surprised, because the market is supposed to be working so much on people not wanting to be known as things. But the fact of the matter is, we know that Denny's did lie about it because they contested the lawsuit. And they lost, and they paid a lot of money. So we know that they're liars and that they were discriminatory. And yet, they really didn't seem to pay much of a price for that. $54 million is a price, yes, but they didn't pay a price so much in the court of public opinion. They didn't go out of business. There is no reference in the story to the fact that they lost any business at all, which I think would have been a significant fact to notice at the time, and it would have been reported upon. Perhaps not. Maybe I expect too much. But it does raise to me the question that there are a lot of things in anarchists' argument that say people don't want to be known as, or that the market pressures will force them to do the right thing, the virtuous thing, the moral thing. And I guess my question next is, what happens if it turns out in many cases, or in some cases, that the market doesn't cause people to do the right thing, and people don't care what they're known as so long as they're still making money? So let's suppose that we had a situation where Denny's could discriminate. They did discriminate. Where they could lie about it. They did lie about it. And suppose everybody knew they were lying about it, which they did because it was in the paper. And the lawsuit, the $54 million, was in the paper too. This was not a back page item in the 90s. So let's suppose that the market doesn't get the right result. That it gets a result which blacks would say was inferior to what anarchism would give. Is that the price we pay for not having the government on our back? I am beginning to have my own theory about the complexity of life and how much people can be expected to understand and care about and still function. And I'm going to be working on that. I don't want to say any more about it now because I'm still thinking about it. But I think somewhere along the line people need to acknowledge that anarchism is dependent upon virtue. And the question is, what happens if the virtue just doesn't quite work out the way we expect? I can easily believe that in small tribal groups, in small societies, that it would. Or I can more easily believe it there. But in huge complex societies, I'm going to have to think about that some more.